Hi everyone, Intuitive Edge here. Welcome once again to my channel. This is where we take an intuitive look at what's going on in our world. So this is going to be a little different of a video. I have some information that has come through from channeling, meditation, and I think if you will stick with me to the end, you may find this very insightful and interesting, and perhaps very important as well. I believe, based on what information has been coming through, is that we are about to experience something in our world, particularly I think the United States, but this could be worldwide, where we are being asked to, we are going to be challenged. I'll put it that way. We are going to go through a challenge that is going to challenge us to let go of things that we have always maybe held dear. Those pet beliefs, those pet institutions that we follow, those ideas that we have about ourselves when we say, I am this or that, and we have that entrenched ideology. There are going to be people, it doesn't matter what side of the political aisle you are on, there are going to be people from all walks of life that are going to undergo a shift and a transformation regarding challenging those dearly held belief systems. We're going to be asked to let go of how we perceive ourselves. The challenge is going to be to release anything that does not serve you. The issue is that humanity is ascending. Our conscious level is raising. Many of us are moving into a higher state of awareness. We are seeing things new again, maybe for the first time. We are coming out of just doing things by rote, or this is the way I've always done it. We're coming out of that and moving into a higher state. And because of that, rigid beliefs, false beliefs, whether about yourself or your ideal or where you perceive yourself to be in this world, those things are going to begin to break and fall away because of the consciousness that is being raised. One of the key points for this is your identity. Where is your identity? Does your identity say, I am a MAGA Republican? I am a far left socialist? I am a Islamist, a Jew, a Christian? I am whatever your I am that is an identity that is wrapped in the status quo or some type of group identity. These are all going to be challenged in the coming days. And some people are already moving through this challenge. Some people are already seeing themselves as, I used to identify as Christian, and now I don't know what I believe. Or I used to be this or that, and now I'm starting to see things differently. And some people, that can be very uncomfortable, because if you've always identified as this group or this idea, I am this, I am that, and then suddenly you feel your identity, your very identity shifting and changing, like the earth shifting and moving beneath your feet. It can be very unsettling. What do you do? How do you navigate? Where do you go from here? Where is your identity? That is going to be the challenge that is coming up for people. People who have always identified as Republican. You're going to be challenged in the coming days on your identity and what you identify with and identify as. Same with people on the left. Doesn't matter your political divide. Everyone is going to be shifting and changing because we are all moving in our collective. And this consciousness collective is shifting and changing each of us individually. We are moving upward. All that is not supported by the higher states of awareness and the higher consciousness will begin to fall away. And that's what people are experiencing when they say, I don't know what to believe anymore. I used to follow the Democrats, and I don't know what I believe anymore. I used to follow the Republicans, and I feel disillusioned. Disillusionment is going to be coming up, and it's going to challenge people's identity, okay? Rigid. This is huge. That which is rigid is going to be falling away. It will begin to break away. So if you have an entrenched belief system where I am a dyed-in-the-wool this or that, I'm this type of Christian and I'm never going to change, never say never. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to completely go from Christian to atheist. I mean, you might, but there's going to be a shift and a change. And the key to this is, who am I? Where is my identity? Did I come into this earth and wrap my identity tightly around what my parents taught me as the true religion, or what my parents taught me about the way we vote or politics? And am I so tightly woven into that I don't have my own identity? I don't know who I am. And if all of a sudden that political party blows up, or that church you always went to, something happens and you can't go there anymore and you don't know what to believe anymore, where's your identity? This is going to be very, very hard for people who want to continue to cling to the crumbling, rigid beliefs, ideas, and thoughts. Those are the people that will experience suffering and trauma. Now, this isn't to say that you have to experience suffering and trauma. I'm not saying that. And I want to clarify here, when they say that happiness is a choice and suffering is a choice, you have a choice. What the message is coming to me is, if you cling to rigid thoughts that are breaking apart and breaking away, and you're over there trying to get your super glue and put it back together because you're traumatized, that's the trauma, is not being in a state of detachment, allowing things to break away, knowing that you are safe, that you are centered, that nothing can disturb your peace of mind in the process. If you can get yourself to that type of awareness that no matter what happens, I am in God, God is in me, whatever you want to say that will anchor you into this moment, this now moment, that will help you weather the storm that's coming. Because it's going to affect everybody on some level, okay? Not everybody is going to be traumatized and suffering. Some will, not everybody will. But what I was picking up on is that those who suffer are going to be the ones trying to cling to the last remaining bit of their identity that is crumbling because they no longer identify or know what to believe. So this is a really important time that we're moving into. And I feel like there's going to be some things. I'm going to speak to Republicans here for a moment. If you're a Republican, if you're a dyed-in-the-wool Trump voter, I'm speaking to you. There's something that's going to happen, I think, coming up that's going to really tick some people off and make people feel like they've been betrayed. Okay, maybe the Republican Party or maybe Trump himself is going to disappoint some people. That's coming, okay? On the other side, for the far left, the Democrats, the never-Trumpers, there's going to be some shifting and changing in your realm as well, in your orbit, that the more that you try to anchor into what's crumbling, the more it's going to traumatize and destabilize you. So the key for everyone, no matter where you are on the political spectrum, the political spectrum is going to go through some big upheaval, earthquakey feel to it. It's going to be like volatile. So the key is, I think, here's maybe just me personally, what I'm going to try to do is just step back and say, I know who I am, and I'm not going to get sucked into the drama and the trauma. I'm just going to let it pass, let it slide, let it go. I'm not going to own any of it because I am not that. I am not anchored into the political drama. I am not anchored into the geopolitical drama, the religious drama. Do you know how many, they always say this, how many wars have been fought over religion? It's like almost every one of them. Maybe if we didn't cling to our beliefs of I am this religion or that religion, or this is the only true religion, or this is the only race that God approves of, if we could step back from that and see ourselves as part of a collective in humanity, that we are individuals. We are like drops in the ocean. We are the ocean in a drop. We are part of the whole, but yet we are individuals as well. And it doesn't matter what our DNA or our skin color. When we strip away all of the external and look at the internal, that is where spirit lies, and that is where our true identity is. We attach ourselves to our external identities because that's what we see. That's what our eyes tell us. I'm white, I'm black, I'm native, I'm Hispanic, I'm Jewish, I'm Christian, I'm whatever. But when we strip away that, I am a soul, no different than any other soul. We are all souls, and souls don't have a skin color. Souls don't have a DNA imprint. Souls are unique expressions of God in this earth, having a human experience. And the key is to remember who we are and why we're here. And the trip up, the hook, as they say, is when we get sucked into the drama that keeps us into our I am this, you are that. I am on the good side, you are on the bad side. This is the trick that keeps us stuck. This is where suffering will come in. This is where things will begin to break away. And if we can see what is about to unfold as a good thing, because those rigid thinkings, those rigid thoughts are breaking away, and those false beliefs are breaking away, how is there a chosen anyone when we are all souls? When we are all sparks of light, we are all sparks of God, we are all pieces of the divine. Any ideology that would say that certain sparks of God are better than others is a false belief. It's a false belief system. God is God. There are not parts of God that are better than others. And if we all believe that we are the embodiment of God in this earth, then false beliefs don't have a space to grow and root themselves. And if we can step back and see ourselves as a soul and not as me being a white female from the United States, I'm a soul. If you strip everything else away, I am a soul. And I am an expression of God. And so are you. So is everyone. We are all on different journeys. We all have different soul contracts. So happiness is a choice. Suffering is a choice. And those who cling to rigid thoughts and beliefs and ideas will be the most troubled in the coming days. And those who can step back and allow and remember who they are, remember that you are a spark of God in a human suit. That's all this human suit is. And you are experiencing yourself from this vantage point, just like everyone else. You are a unique signature expression of God that no one else can be, and no one else can fill those shoes but you. I hope this message was helpful for somebody. I really feel like we are moving into some challenging times, and people are going to be disappointed and disillusioned as we focus in on our identity politics, our identity religion. That's going to be what trips people up the most. Try to step back and allow and know that you are safe, you are loved, and your identity is far, far, far greater than any religion, idea, concept, or race. You are pure soul and pure light. All right, everyone, that's been it for this message. Have a great one. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.